Sup, you fools! Matt is United. Let's talk Eurovision. Welcome back to Matitude, the Eurovision live stream where we discuss the Eurovision news of the week and then answer your questions. It's been a very interesting week, to say the least. And welcome, everyone. I will address everyone in just a second. And just so you know, I do see that our internet is once again a little slow. Hopefully, it won't be too buffery. And but for now, we are good to go. So first of all, once again, I would like to welcome to next to me, not physically, but online, Roy from Le Pays-Bas. How are you doing? Welcome back to the
We
stream.
Hello. It's been a bit. I'm glad to be back.
Well, it's
Let's
good.
talk Eurovision.
I know there's a bunch of stuff happening today, right? And
Yeah,
first of
yeah.
all, this is our um, weekly Eurovision live stream Matitude, but we have two streams today. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to have, to Destination Eurovision, the first French show, the semifinal one is taking place tonight. So after the results are known, we will be back. We will be back to discuss the results and either celebrate the winners or mourn those that were left behind, because it'll go both ways anyway. And so make sure that the live stream will go live as soon as the results are known. So if you're not subscribed yet, this is a good reminder because you'll get notified when we're live. And just a quick shout out to some people in the chat. Lulu B is there. How you doing? Kal Koala is there. I've been sub for 2 years and many more to come. That's the attitude. My kind of person.
Good.
Who else is there? Salming. Good evening. Right back at you. And Lily loves. Lily loves what? Guys, Destination Eurovision is tonight. How exciting is that? Now, Roy, we're
Uh,
going to talk about that at the end. Not at the end. We have an hour here to talk about it. We don't
mhm.
want to start with the stuff. We're going to wrap this up with Destination
Right.
Eurovision, our prediction, all of that. But for now,
Yes.
what we're going to do is talk about a few things. Are you ready?
I'm very ready. Let's
Okay.
go.
Then let's talk about. I mean, this is already early this week. I want to say Monday is when we finally got the actual artwork, the first glimpse at the artwork. And I
Yes.
think I do have the ability. Let me put that up here real quick. There's the logo on my camera right here. So
Mm.
this is what it looked like. In case you have not paid attention, I put it on your screen. The theme is Dare to Dream, as we all know the slogan. And the art is definitely inspired by that idea. And let me read you Kant's official statement. The triangle, one of the world's oldest shapes, is a cornerstone symbol found universally in art, music, cosmology, and nature, representing connection and creativity. As the triangles join and combine, they become a new single entity, reflecting the infinite stellar sky as the stars of the future come together in Tel Aviv for the Eurovision Song Contest 2019, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Um, I could have skipped that blah, blah, blah part, but
Yeah.
that's how I work. Roy, your first impression.
Yes. I absolutely love it. I think it perfectly encaptures the slogan. And we saw the little photograph of the staging, and it looks exactly like how the staging will be. I think it's really a good way of having the logo and the stage kind of be the same kind of thing. And it's just really simple and really out there and good. And yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm actually a fan as well. Now, it is, you can say, if you, I mean, it can be probably creative when you just first look at it, right? It's a star.
Mm.
It's a star. Is it really that creative, right? Because number one, it's probably kind of an homage or like inspired by the Star of David, which is the Israeli flag and all
Mhm.
that stuff. But it has like, it's more than just a star. It's basically three triangles kind of like doing their thing. And I can see just, I don't know why I'm doing this, like I'm some kind of dancer. But the I think once we see the actual full graphics in action, it can be like they open up and then they shut down. Like it's like they're gonna be really cool effects and
Yeah,
transitions
totally.
there. I believe that is what's going to happen. At least that
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking about that. Now, do you think, Roy, as I just mentioned, Israel is a very proud nation, right? The heritage
Yes.
and religion, whatever it may be. Do you feel as using something that's on their flag or like almost like a religious symbol is a little bit inappropriate to use for Eurovision.
Well, it's not really the star on the flag. I think the star on the flag has six
Yes,
triangles
correct. That's what.
sticking out.
Yes.
So it's not entirely like that, but yeah, it may have some political things. But if it were to be a David star, then it would have been a lot worse. But I think they avoided that nicely. And like I said, the stage is with the triangles as well. And just a star is so many things and not just a political thing. And I think they can do a lot of things with this logo. Not like last year when they had like 20 million logos for all aboard, and
I
oh,
know.
that
It's
was
like
crazy.
you couldn't. I mean, in the end, the main one was, I think, the shell. Like that was
Yeah.
the leading one, if you will. But yeah, they had a bunch of them, and they have different like styles with this one as well. And I agree with you. It's not necessarily political per se. It would be different if it was really just that, but it is the flag of Israel, and I think there's nothing
Mm.
wrong implementing something that's part of your flag and your culture and heritage into the show. I
Yeah.
mean, Land of Fire, Azerbaijan, they played with fire, right?
I love
Portugal
that
with the
logo.
water, they do the opposite. They do the water theme, right? So this is
Yeah.
what Israel does. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all. It was very interesting, y'all. Y'all, I'm still talking from the south here. The Let me bring the results. I asked you guys a week ago, so when it first came out, what you think about it, and logo poll results. I'm going to bring them up here right now. This is how you voted. That is a significant. I've never seen it this clear. Love it. 41% of you said you love it.
Wow.
28% you say you like it. And then
Mm.
23% saying it's okay. And only 7% either don't like it or hate it. That is a really low number. I haven't seen such
Yeah.
a strong, almost universally accepted logo in quite some time.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy.
but you know what, Roy? Interestingly enough, when I checked the poll results, people also left comments. People loved it, but those who didn't like it, they were more vocal about it. Because I looked at all the comments,
Okay.
they were mostly negative. But
Well,
like,
if you don't like something, you're more likely to say something about the thing. So I guess that makes sense.
yes, it's the same like with reviews. Like when you go on Yelp, if you don't
Yeah.
usually go to Yelp leave a review if you had a really good, pleasant experience, but God forbid the food came out cold, you're immediately online, like complaining about it. That is what happened all the time. So people in the chat, we would like, if you have any questions in regards to the theme, post them now. Make sure you always use at ESC United. Of course, super chats are welcome as well, but at ESC United so that I can see them. Um, um, any other thoughts on this one, Roy?
Um,
You said you looked at actually at some of the
yes.
artwork throughout the years, right? You started from like the Big Bang when we first had Eurovision all
Yes,
the
I
way up.
did.
Do you have any
Yeah,
insights?
I did. And I think it's really unique. Usually you have these logos with very bright colors and they all kind of blend into the same thing, or you just have the Eurovision text with the balls or whatever you want. But this is really just silver and gold and a nice logo that sticks out from the rest. And I think this will be a good logo and a good year in general, actually.
Okay, so Kyle. Okay, first question is ESVL97 Karin says, what do you think of the slogan Dare to Dream? Oh, but good question. Roy, I'll let you go first.
Um, yeah, it's the slogan is just whatever anyways, but I think it's fine. It's not anything bad, not anything political in my opinion. Some people said it was, and I don't really think that is the case. And I think it's just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm not necessarily the biggest. I don't pay that much attention to um, the slogan either. It's always something uplifting, positive,
Mm.
unity. We all love each other, group hug kind of thing. And I think in the world that we live in right now, I don't think it's really bad to promote something, a positive message, even if it comes across at times corny, right? To
There
us,
have
because
been a
I'm like,
lot
we need to do
worse.
this. You what?
There have been a lot worse slogans, so
Yes, they have. Do
that's
you have
good.
one? I'm trying to think which one. I mean, the one.
Hashtag join
I was
us.
going to say that one exactly. Hashtag join us. I love hashtags because they're a great way to communicate. But
Yeah.
as a slogan, it's like, mm, Initially I didn't like the Austrian slogan, "Building bridges,"
Yeah,
but
same.
I started liking it once I saw the whole artwork and the whole
Yeah,
concept within the
and the
show,
stage.
the stage, the big
Mm.
bridge, and how the stuff worked. So at that point, it all came together, I think, and
Yeah,
that's what I it's kind of gonna be.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see if a couple of questions here. What is your personal favorite logo? You have one, Roy, that comes to mind right now.
Mine. Well, I had looked to them all, and I like the Russian one with
Mm-hmm.
like the peacock in the pink purplish colors. I loved it. But the one I loved the most was Baku. I absolutely love how it's like a flower, but also the fire, and it kind of makes you feel about Eurovision as well. I think that is just a great logo, and yeah,
I'm the same way. Actually, what I like when they are capable countries broadcasters to kind of showcase their culture background even within the logo, rather than just having a standard shape or whatever, like a diamond, like they had in Copenhagen, a butterfly in Malmo, whatever. Um, Israel kind of did a good job here with that as well, even though they used shapes, triangles, but they made it a star, and I think it's going to look great.
mm,
But I would also pick Azerbaijan for that exact reason, because it really was like, this is Azerbaijan, right? We're different. We have
yeah,
something to show here, so this is really cool.
yeah.
Okay, so Gilad is saying when I'm talking, there's an echo. I don't know where the echo would be coming from. Um,
Okay.
all the sound is turned off on my end. So
Yeah, same for me.
let me know if it's
Uh,
too bad, y'all, and I'll see if something else is on. But it looks good on my end. Oh, I think I could fix something here. It all looks good on my end. Let me switch over here one thing.
Let me
Okay,
see if there are
yeah,
any other questions.
here we go. Okay, so I switched a few sound options around, folks. So let me know if that will improve it starting now. Roy, say something.
I'll say something just to
Okay,
check.
that's enough already. You talk too much.
Okay.
All right. So somebody's asking Alexandra Evo, are you Team Laura or Bella Santiago in Romania? I will answer all general questions later at the end of the show. But you better watch. Oh, I did never say who I like better. I'll answer that at the very end
Hmm.
of the show because I want to stick to the topic. So remind me of that. This is a little bit on topic. How many tickets for EC can be sold this year? Do you know the answer, Roy? I think I have.
Uh, was it 9,000?
It was 9,000, and these are just rumors,
Okay.
or like information. I'm being told that about 7,500 tickets will be available for
Hmm.
public sale because they're gonna hold a bunch
Okay.
of them for like OGAE, like broadcasters get them, all of that stuff. So there are quite a few. Oh, Eurotowley, you're back. Thank you for your super chat. Finally, he's back to make our week complete. Great to see you back. Well, great to have you, my friend. Hate to
Yeah.
interrupt with my strange requests. It's never strange, but I need to know your opinion of Ireland 1978, Russia 95, and Denmark 2004 and 5. So Russia 95. Roy? I'm not sure. Do you know which one that is?
No, I have no idea about any of
Russia
those.
95 was Philip Kirkard, the guy who's now always in charge
All
of
right. Yeah.
Moldova staging and Russia staging. That was I liked it actually. Granted, my
Yeah. Hmm.
favorite Russian entry of all time is probably the debut in 1994, but I didn't dislike 95. Denmark 2004 and 5. I loved 2005, which I'm talking to you through my heart. Do you know that one?
No,
Talking
it
to
doesn't sound
you,
familiar.
girl.
I don't know.
Okay.
I started watching Eurovision in 2006, so yeah.
Oh, you just missed out on it. 2004 Denmark. It was a little cheesy to me. You're my fire, you're my desire. Shame on you. I didn't like that one. Now, as far as Ireland 1978 is concerned, is that Colm Wilkinson or was he 1977? If it's Colm Wilkinson, then I love it. Let me know, Towley. I'm never sure about that.
He always has those cool questions that you really need to dig deep. I wouldn't know them, but you do, of course.
Okay, so people are saying I'm very low right now, so I'm going to crank up my sound a
Hmm.
little bit. Okay, guys, let me know again at ESC United if the sound is a little better.
Yeah, would be good to know.
Yes, yes. We tested it earlier, but sometimes, then when once you go live, then it changes
It
it
all
up.
changes. Yeah.
So, yes. So I see people. There's always a 30-second delay when it comes to. Okay, we'll move on to the next topic in that case,
Yes. Let's do
and
that.
I know. Let's do that. So we know about the theme art. Let's talk about, and it seems as every week we're talking about it. It's the Spanish national final,
Mm,
Operación Triunfo.
yes.
That one is, the talent show that happened. And I am not a fan of talent shows like X Factor, The Voice, or the Operación Triunfo, so I usually skip that because it's not Eurovision related. But nevertheless, these acts competed, and then the songs were thrown at the final 10. Some of them made it through, some of them didn't. Online voters voted, and then a jury picked the remaining songs. So a total of 10 songs moved on to the show, which I think is on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
And
yeah, I think not next week, but the week after on
the week
Sunday.
after, yes, correct. That's Sunday, so that's the 20th.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is, and that's what I wanted to talk about, is so RTVE, which is the Spanish broadcaster, right? They have revealed the
Mm,
details of the Eurovision Gala, as I just
mhm.
mentioned, on the 20th. They also revealed the members of the jury. And let me bring that up here real quick. Now I have that song from Denmark in my head, stuck in my head.
Always.
I know. So the jury members are Manel Martos, no clue who that is.
Mm,
Pastora Soler.
okay,
Name ring a
that's
bell,
good.
right? She represented Spain in 2012 with that wonderful ballad,
Great.
and she finished in 10th place. Tony Aguilar, Spanish commentator, as well as Doron Medali. He is the composer of Toy, which is the winning song from last year. And
Okay.
I think when you write the winning song, I think you have a right to have kind of at least to share your
Yeah.
thoughts, right?
I wish he wrote a song for OT because then we may have had a bit better quality song.
I
But
know,
hey.
that's true. Yeah. So, but the thing I want to talk about is, and that I find it very interesting. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but the winner of the Eurovision Gala, which will take place on the 20th, will be decided 100% by public vote, right?
Yeah.
And alone, the panel will basically just comment after each performance, sharing their insight, potentially influencing the outcome by saying "you suck," but
UK style.
yeah, UK style, exactly. However, on top of that, unlike last year where the top three songs moved on to the super final, where they could vote again, there will be no
Right.
super final
Mm,
whatsoever. So whoever wins the first round of voting will go to Eurovision. What are your thoughts
that's a
about
bummer.
this? Yeah, Roy, what are your thoughts about this system?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a bummer because I really like when countries have a super final. For example, I love how Adele does it, that the jury just picks four songs and then the audience can just grab one of those and that goes to Eurovision. And I think having the jury influence it in this way is not really the way to go because I think the public will go for the more poppy songs, the more catchy ones, regardless of whether the jury says they're good or bad. And I think they were better off if they would use an actual jury that gives points and then have it like at Eurovision 12, 10, and then also from the public the same thing. But yeah, it's a bit
Yes,
weird.
it's a bit weird. And as I said, it's just like in the UK last year where they had the panel, but they had also an international jury at the very end who voted, But here they don't. And what I don't like, they poo-pooed all the songs from the guys and praised the women last year, and it just had such a major impact on the voting. So I don't like that they do that here
That's true.
either. And on top of that, do you find it redundant to have an online voting to put the top three through anyway, and then the public gets to vote again on their own? I would think
Well,
unless they butcher the live performances, they will go for the same songs again, huh?
yeah, I think that is different though, because you only have 1 minute right now to listen to.
True.
And I think most of these songs are really good as studio cuts, but live, a lot of them will actually struggle, in my opinion. So I think people will see that and then they may be like, oh, this one now sucks and this one is good, and then they'll go for something different maybe.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense.
Oh my God, there's so many questions coming in right now.
Yeah,
Again,
damn.
Eurotowley, thank you so much for your support. Because of you, I will be able to, oh, you and others, your support on Patreon and here, I will be able to go to Amsterdam in concert and do live reporting. Um, Hopefully, I'll meet you, Roy, there.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to ask two more: Macedonia 2009 and Macedonia 2011. 2011, the guy, he just passed away last year, the singer, sadly. A really
Right.
young age. I like that song. It felt kind of Russian to me, like that thing. That. I don't know the words because I don't speak Macedonian. And 2009 is the kind of song that I didn't appreciate until the live performance because it is a live song. It wasn't for Eurovision, so that was my concern with it. So I knew there was no chance it was going to qualify. But I think on its own merit as a song, I think it was quality. It just was not the song that immediately hooks you, and that is an issue at Eurovision. That would be my opinion on 2009. Do you have any thoughts, Roy?
I can't remember them on the top of my head. I can't just think,
That's
oh,
okay. I'm not trying to put you on the
2011.
spot.
No, I
I,
don't really have that much historic knowledge yet. I'm trying to fix it, but
Okay,
I can't
get
just
right
think
on it
stuff.
because the questions keep coming. Nikolai Moller, thank you so much for your super chat support. Love you a long time. Thank you for your videos. Where can you watch the French semifinal tonight? Best regards from Denmark. I know initially there was a link on YouTube, but people are saying no, this one's not going to work. There is
Hmm.
one on France 2's website. We'll have a live stream. If someone can
Yeah.
post it in the chat, that would be. Oh, there's someone. I'm going to show it. Loves. I'm going to every time somebody posts a link, I have to approve them
Yeah,
because I
right.
don't want people to post porn or whatever. So I have to look at that. So this is our answer to that. So as
Hmm.
far as Spain, do you have any other? I mean, the quality. I think we talked about it is considered
A bit
right.
shaky, yeah. Well, what I will say is that when the 17 songs were there, I had a total different top three than what I have right now. I think
Mm-hmm.
I had Muerdeme as number one, but it's out of my top three right now, actually. I think with only 10 songs, you really just kind of want to go for a party song, I think, in Spain. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
leaning more towards both songs from Miki, are great,
Mm-hmm.
and I love oh, which one? I can't come up with the name. Uh, this sucks.
That's okay. Is it
Uh,
Maria song or which one are you talking about?
yeah, no, I think the other one, Marilia, maybe.
Maria, yeah, not Maria. Sorry, yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's the one. That's like the fan favorite right now. And this is the one
Hmm.
based on the 1 minute snippet that also I put at the top right now, the one to be. Granted, we have to wait what's going to happen tonight. The sad part is she doesn't even want to go to Eurovision.
Ah, okay,
What people
that
are
sucks.
claiming, like I think Famous is the only one that really is interested in going. People
Hmm.
will may change their mind once they're there, but as of right now, um, yeah, it's Maria actually. Murder Me? Or are you talking about Marilia Todo Bien?
Yeah, Toto Bien, that's the one I
Todo
was
Bien.
talking
Okay,
about.
so you're talking about Marilia. I was talking
Yeah,
about Maria. Murder Me.
yeah, yeah. Well, that was my favorite, but I don't know, it kind of slipped away for me. It's yeah, I think if you have a 3 minute version of the song, it will be a bit more stale than it is right now. Whereas the other songs that I like right now have more of an interesting appeal when you make it 3 minutes. But we'll have
Yes.
to see about that, of course.
Yes. Yeah. So we have to. I'm trying not to be too pessimistic. Maybe they'll surprise us. You never know.
Yeah, true.
But well, true. And I want Spain to because the fans are very passionate. I just don't think that the
Yeah.
people. I mean, for the fans and the Spanish folks, I want them to do well. I just don't know if the people in charge have figured out Eurovision yet. And maybe they'll luck out this time, but I don't think there is a good system in place right now. But we have to wait and see. All right, enough of Spain because we've been talking about it every week for now. So let's move on to the next topic, which is Melfest,
Yes.
Melodifestivalen in Sweden.
Hmm.
The
Let me.
favorite, not for everyone, but overall is the one looked at. This is the big national final. Eurovision did a lot of things. Actually, used what Melfest is doing, whether it's a
Yeah.
producer-driven running order, the new point system, you name it, right? The 1 minute snippet of the rehearsals. There are so many things that they adopted from Melodifestivalen. And we don't know the songs until rehearsals kick off. But one thing I find very, very important, actually, and that is the running order. I'm going to give you some
Yes.
details in just a second as well, but let me bring it up here for you. The running order itself can have does have a significant impact. Let me move it over a little so you won't see us for a minute, but you see plenty of us. Not sure if you can read all of the notes on there in case you haven't seen it yet, but this is the running order of the um, 4 semifinals, 1 through 7. Roy, do you want to share your thoughts first, or you want me to go ahead?
Well, the first thing I noticed when looking at these lists is that big names are ending the show every single time. Like I see Anna Bergendahl being rumored as one of the pre-contest favorite just because she is Anna Bergendahl. I see Margaret, which was a very big fan favorite last year. I see Jon Hendrik Fjellgren, that is always incredible with his folky songs. And I see John Lundvik, which is also quite a big name in Melfest. So it's really obvious that they have big names closing out the shows. And I think that's quite interesting.
Yes, and interestingly enough, and I will add, like, I can properly say that those four, it's very likely that they are going directly through to the
Yes.
finals. And I'll tell you why. It's highly unlikely that they are going to be completely kicked out. So, in case you want to know, since 2015 is when Melodifestivalen switched to 7 songs per night. Before that, they had 8 songs. But since
Mm.
2015, only once did a song not move on to either the finals or the second chance round. So
Okay.
you can basically say Anna Bergendahl, Margaret, Jan Hendrik Falkgren, and John Lundvik. They should probably easily go to the finals. Worst case scenario, to the second chance round. Moving on. The other one that's also very interesting to me is at the first songs of the night. They tend to be very popular. Nano, one of the
Mm.
favorites as well. Andreas
Yeah.
Johnson is a big name. You can see those out there.
Yeah.
Um, are there any
Lovers of
surprises to you?
Daryl,
Which one?
they won before Nasta. So they won
Yes.
like the wild card for Melfest.
Mm-hmm.
They opened the show as well. And Pagan Fury, there's been a lot of controversy about that as well because they make songs for soundtrack of a game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So,
it's interesting.
are there any surprises for you, like in the running order? You thought, oh, they're gonna get a more favorable one, and I'm gonna give more details in just a second. But go ahead.
Um, yeah, I think what you really look into is the opener and the closing act of the show. Maybe Pagan Fury is a bit of a weird one to open the show because they're not a big name in Melfest. Whereas, well, Lovers of Fodara is really a big name either. But Andreas Johnson and Nano are. So maybe the other two semifinals could have had a bit of a bigger name opening the show as well.
Yes. And usually, I'm not saying about running order means everything, but in Melodifestivalen, the producers definitely have an idea who they want to see
Yeah.
move on and who do not want to see move on. I'm going to give you some details. Over the past 4 years, since 2015, 13 songs that performed last moved on to the finals directly. Two
Mm.
of them went to the second chance round, and one didn't make it at all. So that is a very dramatic,
Yeah.
statistic.
That's
Numbers don't
incredible.
lie. And then the first running order is the second most desired one, but a huge difference. 5 songs that went first directly went to the finals. 5 of them uh, went to the second chance, and the rest didn't make it. So that's the second most
Okay.
desired one. And then 5 and 6 running order get 4 direct qualifications, and the least desired ones, no surprise here, are number 2 and 3. Only
Yeah.
one song from each made it directly through to the finals
Yeah,
in
well,
the
if I
last year.
look,
That's a big number. John Lundvik was actually last year, I think, the first one to qualify directly from position number 2.
yeah, if I look at places number two, they're all kind of the acts that I'm looking forward the least. Maybe Anton Hagman is one that I'm looking forward to,
Dolly
but the
style, they
others,
have like.
yeah, true, but it's not really something that I like a lot. So,
No, not you. That's true. And Dolly Style seems to me that act that it has like this gimmicky stuff, the
yeah,
silliness, and they're like a good second chance song, and then they just don't go anywhere. That just seems like they're a recurring theme here. The one that surprised me the most out of all of them is Victoria. Victoria was giving the third
Hmm.
slot, and that is not a desired spot to be in statistically in Melodifestivalen. which makes me a little nervous for her. I'm a huge Victoria fan. I love both of her efforts. So I'm again a little nervous for her as well. Lisa Ajax, same thing,
Yeah.
but she went through the second chance once before, I think, right? I'm trying to remember.
She went to the final twice, I think.
Yeah, but I think didn't
Uh,
she go through this second chance
yeah,
once? I think
when
I
she
could
had
be
a
wrong.
big picture of herself behind her. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yes, I think so. It's hard to keep track. So this is just a very interesting thing. I always know in Sweden they have a certain idea. It's not random who ends up where in the running
Hmm.
order in Sweden. So I think that this is just a very telling graphic here for people to look at. And
Yeah, I was
guys,
wondering as well what all these signs meant, like the circle and the red star and the green star on the left of all the songs.
yes,
Because if those circles were things like the favorites of every show, then that would have been a bit weird of Melfest to actually give this list. But I don't think it is that. But it's weird.
yes. Yes, no, I agree with you. Any guys have any questions again at ESC United so we can answer them accordingly. But yes, it really seems as I was actually surprised that Margaret got the last run. No, not because I don't like her, because I think she's very sweet and I'm very happy for her. But I didn't think that they would give her right away like the best spot, as the Polish girl coming to
Yeah.
Sweden. But I think she became kind of like just from her last In My Cabana kind of thing, like a little bit of a fan favorite, especially within the Eurovision community. So that was very interesting. None of the older, when I say older, I should mean the more established art, not even established, like the one that of a certain age.
Yeah.
They tend to get the less desired running orders. They want the Melodifestivalen, but they don't want them to win. Is that a fair assessment here?
Yeah, well, that's just every year the case in Melfest. You just want them for a bit of color, and that's about it, I think.
Yes, I
Um,
think so
yeah,
too. Onyx Topaz, thank you, thank you, thank you for your contribution, your super chat. Mwah. Your
Mm,
question is, how well do you think Lorraine would have done in Kiev in 2017? Do you want to answer first?
that's
Or you want me to go?
interesting. I like the song. At first, when I heard it and saw the performance, especially, I loved it because I love the kind of artsy performances. But after listening to it a couple more times, I think they made the right decision not making her the winner. I would not have picked oh, what's his name? I can go on. Yeah, I know the song. I just can't come up with his name. Whatever.
Oh, Robin Bengtsson.
Yeah, exactly. Robin Banks. I didn't think he should have won, but I don't think Loreen would have done much better. I think it's a bit too artsy for a lot of people.
I think, yeah, it seems to me she got, though, to be fair, also a little bit of a backlash for being Lorraine, like the
Mm.
anti-vote to a certain extent. Because at first she got a lot of votes in the first round of voting, and then it dropped, and then in the second chance round, everyone voted for the other person because they didn't want her to win, which it was weird. I mean, I'm sure people wasn't quite as big. I personally like artsy stuff if it's done right.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to be the most controversial opinion of them all, but I preferred it to Euphoria, actually. I
Oh
felt her
wow.
voice was really shining in there, and I probably would have changed some of the staging, was a little dramatic, but it was
Yeah.
interesting. And um, I was rooting for Lorraine, and I wasn't rooting. I was rooting against her because I wasn't ready to go back to Sweden for
Mm.
Eurovision just yet because I just came back from it. So I wanted another country to win. So
Yeah.
I was in a dilemma there.
Yeah, I was rooting for John Hendrick that year. I just love his
Me too.
music. It's
I
so
love him.
unique.
Yes, I try
Yeah,
not to again have high expectation, but it's unique, and I think that Sweden needs to deliver something different. I mean, he's also a male,
definitely.
young male singer like some of the other guys, but you cannot
Mm.
compare him to Robin Bengtsson or Benjamin Ingrosso. He's very different in style. The only thing they have in common that they're young males, but style-wise, nothing in common.
About the Euphoria thing, actually, I preferred the song that she had the year prior. My heart
My
is
heart is
refusing me.
refusing me. Keeps
I
or something.
prefer that one to Euphoria, actually.
Yeah, and I'm not bashing on you. Euphoria is great. It's a great song. I'm not.
Euphoria is
I'm not.
great.
Yes, I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
Thomas Labori says, "Hi Matt, do you think Sweden is a real contender for the win this year? Sweden is always a real contender for the win every year.
Yeah.
That would be my thinking because Not just because, granted, you see the juries have a little bit of a certain love for Sweden. Whether or not it's justified, we can talk about this. But nevertheless, they do get a good chunk of points from the juries. They just send that kind of music that they gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And if the combination is right and the televoters will agree with it as well, then absolutely. They are a threat every year. Granted, we don't know the songs. So it's like, I don't know yet. And who's going to win? But
Yeah.
in case you don't know, Roy, Krista Bjorkman, who is in charge of Melodifestivalen, said we have like 3 winners, so something in there. Of course, I think it's his subjective opinion, right? And he's always very
Mm,
confident in his ability. And honestly, he has been doing great, so I'm not can't take that away from him, right? Sweden is delivering. Any
yeah.
thoughts?
Um, yeah, Sweden is always just a threat, and I think they may struggle a little bit because last year's numbers were so telling. Because the televote gave them like 8 points or something, like one of the lowest points, and the juries ranked them so high. I think maybe some juries are a bit more hesitant to give them points. But
Mm-hmm.
again, Sweden always just gives good songs, and they'll probably do well. I'm not sure if they'll be in top five necessarily, but they'll do well.
Yes, they do well. I love Lily Loves Matt. Please, it's Daddy Bjorkman. Well, I'm sorry. I'll make sure to say that proper the next time. Um, Alice says, as someone Irish, I'm not ready for Sweden to win and take on our own one achievement. Oh, that's right. Sweden would then become, I think, one of the leader with the
Yeah.
most victories. That's another thing. To me, it's and this is selfish Matt talking here right now, right? I
Mm,
want countries to win that haven't won before, even like it's a silly thing to
me
say.
too.
A lot of people agree that just because the song is what matters the most, right?
Yeah.
But without knowing the song, of course, I want the country that has never won before, or number two, a country that I haven't visited yet. And that's why I'm always like, when Israel and Cyprus were like the last two, I'm like, I'm good. I haven't been to either country. So I would be
No.
super stoked if either of them were to win. So that was pretty cool. But same with Portugal or Bulgaria. I was like, wow, at least I get to go to countries I haven't been to yet. So that's
Yeah,
why
that's
I
cool.
am rooting for Malta, Iceland, and Croatia.
Wow. And then you're talking about an X Factor selection,
I
about song for
know.
captain. That's always a bit poor. And what's the other one? Croatia? Oh, well, Croatia has Dora. I'm really excited for that, actually.
Yeah, me too.
But
I'm so glad that Dora is back.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, let's move on to the topic that we all want to talk about because after this, in a couple
Woo!
hours, Destination Eurovision, the French
Yes.
national final kicks off. Roy, I can hear you giggling in the back already. You're excited, huh?
I am excited. This
You're
is the night for Eurovision to really kick into gear. And a lot of these songs have to win me over live, and I can't wait for them to do it. And I also can't wait for some of the songs to just flop.
yes.
It sounds a bit harsh, but they're most of these songs, as a studio cut, they are phenomenal, and I love listening to them. But I think a lot of them will struggle live, and we'll have to see tonight, and we finally get to see tonight.
Yeah. So before we share our thoughts about predictions, let me tell you all because you were able to vote on our website on escunited.com who your favorite is and therefore who should qualify. And I don't think it comes as a surprise with 26% of the vote. Bilal Hassani is the favorite of the fans right now.
Yes.
Um, I don't think, Roy, any surprises on your end either about that one, huh?
Um, well, beyond like all the fans love the song, right? All
Mm-hmm.
the fans in the Eurovision bubble. I myself am not a fan of the song at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it had big potential, but it loses it a bit in the chorus of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the word choices, it's a bit too much in your face. Like, oh, I'm a transgender or whatever he's singing about. It's a bit too much in your face. I mean, it's not that I'm hating against it, but yeah, I will see it qualify to the final easily. But I'm not sure if this should win Destination Eurovision.
We shall see. I'll share my thoughts as well in just a minute about this one. Yeah, but I'm not surprised that this is number one. Although it
Mm,
wasn't
same.
as clear cut as you may thought, because the song that finished in second place with 22% of the vote is Florina in the Shadows. Any surprise
Yeah.
there for you? That's gonna qualify as well if it were up to our readers.
I was just giggling about someone in the chat saying Roy doesn't like Roy.
Oh, that's right. Roy doesn't like what?
Yeah. No, In the Shadow is just incredible song. But again, it's the studio cut that is incredible. It's produced so well and full of all the sounds and the sounds enhance her voice really well. But if she can't deliver this live, then this could also struggle a little bit.
Yes, that's
And I
exactly
do
what I'm
think
thinking.
and I do think this will qualify because a lot of people like the song and I myself love it as well. But
Yeah.
it is not as clear cut as a lot of people think it will be. That's what
Yes.
I think.
Yes. No, I agree with you actually, and I have a lot of opinions on that as well.
Mm.
As far as like, I'm a little worried about it because it's a great, great production. The question will this come together live? But I'll talk about that in just a second. The third song that our readers is putting through is ISOT.
Mm.
ISOT is going through as well in third place with, I clicked out of it already, 14% of the vote.
Okay.
The song is Comme un Grande.
Yes. Um,
Roy, what do you think?
I love the verse. I think I really like songs where they really took a lot of time to make the text intricate. And so when she starts with that don 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 thing,
Mm-hmm.
all the words kind of have the same sound. And if you just mix a few higher, more happy sounds in between, that really makes a great sound. So I think the verse is incredible. What I don't like is the chorus. It's a bit lackluster, maybe.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just another song that will have to be performed well live. It kind of makes me think about last year's song, Legends from UK, in that
Which one
selection.
again? Sorry, which one?
Legends from the
Legends. Yes,
yeah,
Legends. Yes, yes, yes.
can't think of her name, but
Yeah,
it
I
kind of
forgot her
makes
name
me
as
think
well.
about that.
Right now, Rin. Yeah, I forgot her name. Yeah, no, I can see exactly what you're coming. I'm kind of again, that's the beauty about Eurovision. The live performance is so important.
Yeah,
And then the last one you guys put through is Batista Aquaviva with 13% of the vote. Pasio.
yeah.
That's the one you put in fourth place.
Okay.
Um, any surprises there for you, Roy? Were you
Um,
expecting that one?
yeah, I'm gonna sound like such a hater right now, but
You've been sounding
again,
like a hater all night. I'm kidding.
I'm not a fan of this. It's like I want the operatic kind of songs. I want them to be a bit more about the voice and less about the beat. And I think what I'm hearing in the stereo cut is the beat overshadowing the voice a little bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
the entire orchestration is very epic, and her voice is maybe not so much suited for such a song. But again, this could really be incredible live, and if she delivers it, then credits to her, and then yeah, she deserves to qualify definitely.
Yep. And then let me just go for the rest of them real quick. The song that, according to our readers, is in fifth place is Lautner. In sixth place is Chimène Badi, which surprises me. I thought she would be in the top four of the voters. In seventh place, it's Maestro. In eighth place, Sylvain Arrig. And in ninth place, last place, Mazi or Maisie. So
Yeah,
this is how you have voted in our poll. Your results. So Roy, let's talk about us. And
yeah,
we'll share our personal taste as well, of course, which we've done, but we also want to do a little bit of prediction and see what can do well, who you think is a guaranteed qualifier, who you think. Guaranteed is always, subject to change as well, but you feel like if everything goes according to plan, they should just fly through those that
mm.
could dark horses or certain disqualifier. Let's go for them one by one.
Okay,
Let's start with, again, let's start with ISAT. Com un grande.
yes.
What do you think right now is going to happen with that one? What are the chances of qualifying? You think that could? Where's your mind at?
I think she's borderline. I think she's borderline qualifier. I'm just gonna throw it out there. My favorite in this semifinal is Nystro, actually. It's a big surprise, maybe, but I think he can deliver his song very well live. And
Interesting.
that is really what I'm looking for. And I think it's really just an epic ballad.
Yeah.
And I have the same with the Chimène Badi with
Mm-hmm.
Laho. She can also really just deliver live. And I think if Common Ground isn't delivered live well, then it could just stay in the semis.
Yeah.
And I could see something else go through. So I think it's borderline.
I think But do you have it in your top four right now? Like
Yes, I do.
so you have put it in as of right
Yeah,
now. I
yeah.
also have her in my top four. Not personal taste, of course, but if personal taste, she would also be. I love that song. That's quite.
Mm,
I don't even know what. There's so many good songs I feel about this one. I think that she has the ability to pull points from the juries as well as the televoters because it's a 50-50 vote, right? Also,
mm.
real quick, I meant to mention that there will be five individuals actually. I think five jury members that will vote. One of them is
Okay.
actually the Serbian singer from
Oh yeah,
2016.
Sanya Fuchs.
Sanya, which is and some other, there are a bunch of five people voting, so they decide, so they could go completely different than the televoters. You never know, but I feel as ISOT has the kind of song that could have more appeal with both. I can see that one going big with the
Mm.
juries. Even if she only finished like in fourth or even fifth place with the televoters, that could easily be enough for her to be put through. So that is something I am looking forward to, and I have her as a qualifier as of right now.
Okay.
So interesting enough, but all the readers, Roy and I, we all believe it's going to qualify. So three
Yes,
yeses. That's pretty
that's a
impressive.
check.
That's a check.
Yeah.
What's not a check? It's a French. But anyway, it's let's move on to
Wow.
Batista Aquaviva.
Yeah.
Batista Aquaviva. Roy, your thoughts? Is she going to qualify? Yes, no, why? Where you have it?
Simple answer. As of right now, no.
Mm-hmm.
I think it won't appeal as much to the French audience. And like I said, I don't feel the song is entirely well produced.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all. Like it's a good song, but I think she may struggle tonight. And I don't have her in my list as of right now. But she can win me over.
Okay, so if those who watched my original video, my reaction video, I
Yeah,
put
you
it one of
loved
my
it.
favorites. If I loved it, right?
Mm,
And I listened to the full version, and I loved the beginning. It's so grand. Boom, boom, boom,
mm.
boom. I have her as a non-qualifier as well. And
Wow.
here is
Okay.
why. Not because of my taste, because if it
No,
were
no,
up to
no.
me, she would fly through. But I have to put on my objective mad hat and say, listen, this will not go big with the juries. They usually don't go for that kind of music.
Mm,
So I'm also just speculating right now. I don't know, but I could see easily this one just not pulling with the five jury members. And
yeah.
this is a difficult song to sing. I don't know if she has the vocal capability from what I'm seeing so far that will really work. If you don't hit the notes perfectly, this will sound terrible. Just like
Yeah.
a certain pop song, you can be a little off and it's fine. But with this kind of song, you have to be on
Yeah.
top of it. 100%. So I feel as it's going to be tough for this to come together. And I would be saddened. I would be very sad. So I don't want people to dislike the video because I don't think it's going to qualify. But I just maybe I'm bracing myself with the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So, Roy, as you can see, we overrule the readers. They say yes, we
We
say
say
no.
no. So
So,
obviously it won't qualify then.
yeah, so because we know it all.
We know it better.
Yes, we know it better. Now, we'll see. Now, Bilal Hassani, wah, or Roy,
Yes.
um, as you're saying, you already shared your thoughts about how you feel about the
Yeah.
song, but look at this not just with the fan base, but I mean, certainly that helps with the votes coming in. Do you think Bilal will qualify?
If you look at everything, I think it will. It's not my favorite, but like you said, you have to look objective at this. And at the end of the day, I think he won like X Factor or something in France, so he can sing. And I think they'll just put him through. I'm not sure if he will win the entire contest, but going to the final, I think, will be a reasonable thing.
Yes. Um, I also have him as a qualifier for multiple reasons. I like the song, and this to me though could be this song has a lot of staging and live
Yeah,
potential.
true.
If he can perform it like duh, duh, like it needs to have if he has a stage charisma and personality like a Conchita verse. Not I'm comparing them because it's a drag queen compared to what he is doing. It's different, but it is something that is definitely more remarkable from a visual perspective, right? It is out of the ordinary, what people are not used to seeing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So this is definitely something that will be immediately stand out. But if he can really carry that kind of energy with the stage performance, he is grand like that. I think this could be big live. And I
Hmm.
like the song, and I expect him to really do well live. and that's why I have him as a qualifier. He is ready. He's
Okay,
been so focused on this. He can sing live.
that's
He
true.
has a fan base. It'll come.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be easily in the top four with the televoters, right?
yeah,
But it comes down to if he's going to be in the top four with the juries. But
yeah.
I think it'll be enough to be dragged at least into the finals, and then we'll see. But I definitely expect him to qualify.
Actually, somebody in the chat is saying something I forgot to mention about Paseo. What I love about it is the language, is the Corsican language, because it's
Yes.
not Spanish, it's not Italian, it's not French, it's the three languages combined. I love that about it, but not sure if it will be enough. Probably not, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. So once again, Bilal Hassani, 3 yeses, 2 from us and 1 from you
Yeah.
guys. So just like I said, Shimin Buddy did get a no from our readers. Um,
Yes.
I am going to go next, and you're going to be the tiebreaker, Roy,
Oh
because
God.
I am going to say yes. I think she's
Okay.
a fantastic live singer. Fantastic. And I think the melody is so strong, powerful chorus. And again, we have to wait how she's going to put it together on stage. But I
Mm.
can see this one go really, really big. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
me
it's
too.
only in sixth place in the public vote in our
Mm.
website. I thought it would be at least like third or so. So that was disappointing. But regardless of that, I think she'll pull through and make the cut. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she will deliver this live really well, and I have her or Aysat. Either one of the two will go through, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I went for Aysat, so spoiler alert, I haven't put her in my top four.
No,
Um,
so I'm overruled here.
yeah, you're overruled. I'm sorry, but no. I think the song is cool, but it's just a bit too basic for my likings. And yes, it will be good live, and yes, it is a good ballad. But and if others fail to deliver their songs live, then I can totally see it going through. But
Yeah.
I had to make a decision, and I put her as fifth, so it doesn't
So
go through my list.
as of right now, it's a no. So Batista
Yeah.
got 1 vote, Shiman got 1 yes, so they're tied right now. Let's move
Mm.
on to Macy.
Yeah.
Mazie. Ooh la la. The reader said no. Roy,
I say no.
I say no. Matt says no as well.
Yeah.
It's just
Not for
there's
on the
only two
stage.
songs that I personally put like unlikely qualifiers,
Yeah.
and Macy is one of them. Once
Same.
again, I've seen surprises, before. So, but as of right now, the vibe is definitely this is just not strong enough, and it's such a strong field in the first semifinal in
Yeah.
particular. I find so we
Yeah,
have
this is
to.
like a fun song to just listen to on a beach or when you're just doing something, but it's not something you put forward on a stage, and it won't do that well on a Eurovision stage either, I feel. So I think this is not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. So it's a no, a clear no from Macy. Moving on to Nystro. You said it's your
Yes,
favorite. The readers said
yes,
it's not going to qualify. It's in seventh place with them.
yeah.
Roy, do you think, despite your personal affection for it, is it
No, I
qualifying?
think this will go through. I think that this will be incredibly well live, and judges will 100% go for this. And I think some televoters will also jump onto the train. I really have the feeling that a lot of the songs, I found that last year as well, the live quality wasn't as good as the studio cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will happen again this year. And so I do think that this will go through. And that may be a bit biased, but yeah.
Yeah. I have it as a no. It's actually, I don't see what you're seeing in the song. It's not bad by all
Mm.
means. I just don't think it has a proper hook for me to be most memorable. Um, I wanted to have that moment where like I barely remember the song. So
Right.
and that is my issue with it.
Mm.
And it was pleasant, but it was not anything remarkable to me. So I also have it as a no. And
Ah,
thought I was a little bit less, more confident about it. But now that you're so confident, I'm getting a little less confident about it. And people are asking,
mark
who
my
is the guy
words.
next to me? It's Roy from the Netherlands.
Yes.
He's one of our as of late now recurring guests. I'm sure you'll be back, right?
Yeah, if you want me to, and if the audience want me to, I'm happy to come back.
Yep, yep. They
Yeah.
enjoy your opinion. It's always good to have the dialogue here. So, but to go back to the topic here, as of right now, Neistra also only gets one yes, tying with Batista and Shimin. They all have one vote.
Yeah.
So, moving on. It is Sylvain Areg, and
Mm,
that is Le Petit Nicolas. The readers said no, putting it in eighth place.
yes.
Um, what do you say?
Well, I've already. Oh no, I said three times yes. Well,
Yeah.
firstly, I love songs like these. I was absolutely in love last year with Lisboa or Jerusalem. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was
Me too.
incredible, and this sounds like that as well. But I just don't think it will be good enough for Eurovision or that is strong enough to survive this semifinal. I think if it were to be in the other semifinal, then it could have had a chance, but I don't think it will qualify.
Okay, interesting. I'll tell you what. I'm kind of with you on the same page. I consider this a dark horse. Do
True.
not count this one out just
No, no.
yet. I still say no. I still say no. It's not going to qualify. However, I can see this one going big with the televoters. I could see
Mm,
a second place with the televoters potentially. Like, the
very
list
true.
saying that come, it could be, but I don't think the juice will go for it as much. They will not see the appreciation that one, and therefore kind of canceling it out and kicking it out in the overall ranking. Unless they see something as well that I didn't expect them to see,
Hmm.
then it could qualify. That's what I'm saying. I'm not counting it out. So if it goes through, I will not be surprised. But as of right now, I will join you and the readers and say no,
Yeah.
unfortunately, to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he will deliver this live because it
Yes,
sounds like
it's a live
something
song.
that
Yeah, if he has
that
the
that
energy
he
and
is
fun,
good with.
yeah,
This is his kind of song, and so he'll probably deliver it. And it's indeed a dark horse to do qualify, and we'll just have to see how people are live. Then this
yes,
could slip through.
yes. Now we have to wait and see for the rest. Keep in mind that I haven't seen the rehearsals just yet. I know they've been clips put
I've either.
online. Have you seen them, Roy?
No, I
No.
haven't.
So this is really just based on the songs that
Studio
we
cut.
listen to.
Yeah.
So don't judge us like, well, the staging was bad already. I'm like, we don't know yet. I wanted to do this upfront without kind of influence of the staging.
Hmm.
Let's move on. Florina. In the
Yes.
Shadows. There's a lot of talk about this one. The
Mm.
readers put it in second place. They believe that it's going to go through. And here is Matt's opinion. I'll go first, Roy. Because once again, you got to be the tiebreaker. Because I am going to say something
Oh wow.
controversial. I'm going to say no. I
Right.
have a feeling that this song it's a great radio production. It sounds so good.
Mm.
I just get this vibe, and it's a hunch. It's nothing that I can really, point my finger at. It's like I don't know what it is, but this may not be a song that will be able to be delivered live in the same kind of fashion. And it
Yeah.
makes me so. I listen to it, and I'm like, it's it's great, a great radio sound. But I don't know if this is the live sound that I'm looking for. And I saw a few clips of hers. I don't know if she necessarily has the pipes to deliver it. That was at least the clips I saw. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, this could be the surprise non-qualifier of the night.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
want
I
to
can
have.
see the same.
So I am going to say no. But once again, not surprised if it's going to go
Okay.
through.
1 minute.
So
My dishwasher is going off, so I just kind of have to open it real quick.
what? Oh, yeah, dishwasher. Okay, then I'll
Yeah.
just talk in the meantime.
Yeah.
Take care of your dishwasher. But yeah, so peeps, fans of In the Shadows, if you watch my original video, I am actually a fan of this one. I really, really like it. I'm just doing my predictions here, and at least one favorite is going to not going to make it. So we have to wait and see. But you're the
Yeah.
tiebreaker, Roy. Yes or no?
Um, I can totally see where you're coming from, and I have this same thing with Bilal. But um, I think that these two songs could really just be a bit of a failure live. And I totally see where you're coming from. That her voice sounds a bit struggling on the studio track itself already.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's there and it's produced really well. But once you don't hit those notes as well on such a produced song, it will really shine through.
Mm-hmm.
Now I did put it through, so I have it as a qualifier,
Okay.
but I can totally see where you're coming from, and I would not be as surprised as some others would be if this doesn't qualify.
Okay. All right. Then the last one on the list.
Yeah,
But by the way, this is a 2.1 vote right now, so definitely I was overruled for a second time.
yeah,
This game sucks. And
yeah.
the last one of the night is Lautner. J'ai pas le temps. So our readers, it just missed out in fifth place.
Right.
Lautner says no. So Roy, I hate doing this to you, but you're going to be a tiebreaker once again. Because I'm going to say
Okay.
yes. I think Lautner is going to be the surprise qualifier of the night. It
Mm,
just seems I'm looking at jury patterns, how they vote, what songs they gravitate towards, and this has exactly that kind of sound that probably the panel may gravitate towards. Again, I don't know the
okay.
staging, all that stuff, that could totally ruin it. But I just listen to the song, I'm like, oh no, the jury's gonna love that because it's not it's very radio friendly, and it's a kind of sound like the Swedish songs that you often hear. You know, there's like that kind of sound, and they tend to gravitate towards that. It'll get probably the young girls vote, cute young guys. So
Mm,
they will definitely get a good amount of vote on top of that. And it's not a bad song. I actually like the song as well. So I feel as this will be the fourth place, making it through to the finals. I want to take a risk here, so I am going to say yes to Lautner. So Roy,
right. I actually think that this is the song that will be crucified live. Um, I think if I look at them and if I just look at previous sort of same kind of vibe songs, the singers of those kind of songs usually are quite bad live.
okay, that's my
And
biggest fear. Yeah,
yeah, if you've counted, you already know that I already put four through, so I can't vote for this
I didn't
anymore.
count, but so you said no. Okay,
Yeah, I said no. And I actually love the song to listen to regularly and just when I do the dishes or whatever, or it's a good song that you just listen to or in your car. And I love the foo part. They go weird with the foo part, and really, if that pops, then I could totally see it qualifying. But I think it won't.
okay. So I've been overruled like several times here today, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how the cookie
Yeah.
crumbled. So just to summarize the results here, Bilal Hassani received three yeses. Therefore, a
Yes.
guarantee qualifier according to our prediction. Isad also received three yeses. Therefore, we consider this a qualifier. Florina received two yeses and one no, moi. So also currently considered a qualifier. But due to our disagreements, we have um, four songs with one vote. Batista by the readers, Chimene
Yeah.
Badi and Lautner by me, and then Maestro by you, Roy. So the
Yeah.
question is, how are we going to
Well,
break this? How are we going to
mark
decide
my
that?
words, Nystro is in it to win it, and um, I'm quite confident that this will go through.
I'm quite confident it won't. But I'm going to do
Okay.
a little game here. Peeps in the chat, type at ESC United and the name of between the four acts I just mentioned who will qualify, and I'll try to count them. So say at ESC United Batista, at ESC United Shimane, at United Lautner, or at ESC United Maestro. And then
Hmm,
I'll just count them and see if we get a few votes. And I just broke my pen.
okay.
So my pen just broke. Okay.
I do
So
know that I will laugh at you very hard when Nystro qualifies and all of your songs don't.
I know.
That'll be incredible.
Really, you would be that mean to me?
Yeah, you're just gonna hear that forever. Every single live
So
stream
what
I
if
come
Nicer
back,
finished in
you'll
that
hear it.
last place? Am I gonna then laugh at you?
Uh, mm, okay.
Maestro Batista. We got two votes. Another Batista. Two for Batista, one for Maestro. Okay, Shimane gets a vote. Lautner. Oh gosh, this is not really helping you guys. It's still tied. Shimane Batista. Oh gosh, I didn't expect so many people. Shamin Batista. Shamin Batista. Oh gosh, guys, stop. Okay, I'm regretting this. Okay, Maestro,
I think
Maestro, Batista, Maestro, Batista, Maestro, Batista, 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 Lautner, Batista,
I think
Lautner. But I
Lautner has
think
been the
Batista
least.
is the winner, right?
Yeah,
Batista, and then followed by Lautner, and by Lautner. I'm sorry, by Maestro.
and Chiman.
Okay, there we have our answer then. Batista is our fourth qualifier.
Yeah.
Based on the numbers that are coming in, I didn't expect so many responses. So thank you for that. So you guys just broke it for us. So officially announcement: the four qualifiers, according to EC United, one more time: Aysad, Bilal Hassani, Florina, and Batista Aquaviva. Those are the four songs that we predict are going to qualify. You think that
Okay.
sounds about right, Roy? Except for
Yeah, I
Naester, right?
guess.
I mean, reasonable
Yeah.
at least? Reasonable?
We'll see tonight, and I think that the results could surprise us. I think last year there were in every single semifinal, there were two surprises. I think, so we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. So these are our predictions. This is not already a few minutes over. We have like 5 minutes for like
Oh God.
a final open Q&A session. Again, ask your questions at ESC United. So, and just Roy, you'll be back later, right?
Yeah, I will be back later on the post show. Like we
Yes.
will just watch Destination Eurovision separately and then make notes and whatnot, and then just discuss it afterwards.
Yeah, the link is already up, so if you're subscribed to our
Yeah.
channel, you should see it. So once the results are in, both Roy and I will be back live to talk about this. So make
Yeah.
sure to return. I'm sure there will be a lot of happy people, and we have to probably hug a few people because they said their favorites did not go through.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty. I mean, it's the beauty and the sad part about Eurovision because my favorite
Mm.
hardly ever wins. That's kind of the thing. I've come to terms with that. But you always have the music regardless, right? You always, even if let's say your favorite Maestro won't qualify, you always
Mm.
have the song. The song doesn't now be
Yeah.
magically erased from the internet. It would be kind of weird if that
Yeah.
were to happen.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. You sound very confident. We shall see.
Yeah,
You may
well,
be right. I it's very interesting because certain songs, when you don't click, it's very hard. It's like I don't see what the appeal is in that one. It just
yeah.
really goes right past me. And
Yeah,
that
I
is
can I can see why people think it's a no-go. And I just kind of closed my eyes, and in the beginning I didn't really click with it either, but when I closed my eyes I could just really envision him standing there on center stage and just delivering it very epically.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
People are asking, by the way, when the show starts. It
Yes.
starts at 8 UK time, which is 9 Central European time. That is correct. I think it's on for 2 hours, I want to say. I have our live stream scheduled for 11 Central
Okay.
time, but if it's over early, we'll come on a little early. If it's a little over, then we'll come on late. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Alexandru Eva is asking, it's time, Matt. Team Laura or Team Bella? So this is a question directed
Oh,
at me because, they
yeah.
both know I love them both. And this is what I actually said in the Romanian face group page. As of right now, if you have to ask me, I will say Laura, and only because her song feels it's finished, right? Bella's
Yeah.
song is not finished yet, and it's a lot more difficult for me to judge it. And on top of that, Bella is an amazing live performer. She will probably just nail this to the end, and it's difficult to judge it because we don't know the final product. Once I hear the final product, that may change. But as of right now, it's still Laura, but
Hmm.
I reserve my right to change that. Any thoughts
Okay.
from you, Roy?
Well, actually, both of those songs are in my top two as well.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
it's hard to choose, huh?
yeah, it's quite tough for me to choose as well, but I think I would rather go for the bit more unique song in Laura as well. I
Okay.
think it's just a bit more unique than what Bella brings. Bella's good, but it's something that I don't know. Laura is a bit more unique, and you just don't get that in your national final every year. That makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. No, and I see it, and I love them both, and I'm just glad
Yeah,
that Romania is back in the game because
totally.
last national final was
Oh
tough
God.
to watch. I had I use some butter. I always call it I use some butter because it sounds like when she sings, but I use some butter. Did it. That was clearly my favorite last year.
Mm,
So they had a pearl in there that didn't win, but overall the song quality last year was really bad.
yeah.
This year there are several decent efforts. I
I hope they
still think
fix the
there's room for
voting system.
improvement. But go ahead, what?
I hope they improve the voting system because that wasn't it was just weird how that worked. You could just see who was in the lead, and they, oh no, we don't like it. Let's vote for the total other song so that one doesn't go. So yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Labourie is asking, do you still have a good opinion about Simone song "Tous les deux"? She's the favorite of the betting odds. So
Mm,
yesterday I listened for the song for the first time in full. Before I only listened to the 1 minute clip. Yesterday I'm like, oh,
mm.
it's full.
I saw that today actually.
I don't want to spoil too much, but this could be one of my favorites. It is so simple. It's difficult to have a simple song that is so powerful at the same time. It touches me. It really
Yeah.
touches me. She sings it so beautifully. It feels French. It feels sincere. It's so difficult to really make a song only with piano work, right? But
Mm.
Simone, in my view, delivered. And I'm surprised to hear that she's the betting favorites, but I'm glad
Cool.
because this song deserves a lot of credit just for being
Yeah.
so different than the rest of the pack. That is my opinion. Roy, what do you think?
Yeah, it is that we're talking about the first semifinal, and I would have said that my winner doesn't come from the first semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that is a reference to Simone. I think she is my winner for Destination Eurovision.
Yeah,
I
I hope she
think
can sing live well live. That is my only
um,
concern, but
I
I don't
think
know
if
her,
you
so.
just sound at if you just listen to the sound of her voice, and it kind of sounds effortless the way she sings the studio cut. So I
Mm-hmm.
think she will be able to deliver. But of course, you do need the intimate setting, and because of that, the song being a bit more intimate, I think it could also really work well in Israel because the stage is a bit smaller and it's a bit smaller arena. So
Yeah,
I
but
think that is the song to beat.
very interesting. Somebody compared her to it. She feels like a little bit like an Adele kind of thing. Would you agree with
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I can totally see that. Yeah.
Yes. So I can definitely see that as well, actually, and that's probably why I'm
Mhm.
gravitating towards that. So it would not surprise me if she takes it all, but
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. We don't want to take too much away from the second semifinal, but yeah, it definitely stood out to me as well.
Yeah.
Um, do you know if we can listen to the full version of the French song somewhere? ANGP, they're all on YouTube, I think, or most of
Not
them.
all of them, I think.
Not all of them. I mean,
I'm not
I
sure.
thought I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they all are.
No, I haven't found them all, but I've found most of them. So you can just look them up on YouTube and you'll probably find most of them.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes left here. M. Frem is asking, what languages would you like to see at Eurovision? Roy, is there a language you would
Oh,
love to see return at Eurovision?
return.
Or like
Right.
half, like one language that you really appreciate. Yeah, let's
Um,
take a language that maybe not as common. I mean, the French always sing in French,
yeah.
or for the most part. So maybe something that you don't hear as frequent. Let's put it that way.
I gotta say I love the Estonian language, but
Mm-hmm.
they could send that this year. There are quite some strong Estonian songs in the selection. But if we go really abroad, I think a song in Arabic would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look at countries that could enter the contest in the future, I would really love to see a Kazakh song. I think
Oh,
that
really? I love the way you
language is
say
incredible.
Kazakhstan. It's just I love your accent with that one. Say it again.
Kazakhstan?
Because we say it's Kazakhstan here, but it's fine.
All
It's
right, yeah.
you're not saying wrong. It's just it's I love it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I love the parts in the song from the Junior Eurovision where they were singing in Kazakh or how you say the language. I love the language in that, and so I would look forward to an adult version of that.
All right. Yeah. I can see that. Absolutely can see that. Out of the countries that it was very interesting, and rando probably when I say this, but a week or two ago, I did a video reviewing all songs from Malta, and
Mm,
we felt oh, I want to have Maltese again in
mm.
Eurovision. In 2017, my favorite song was a Maltese, and it finished in second place, I think. I wanted that one to win. I think there's something so different about that language. It's
Yeah,
just a specific sound that I really, really dig.
yeah.
And so I know it's random, like Maltese, but it's just a language that we haven't heard in over 40 years, I think. So
I don't-
it's time. It's time to return.
Yeah.
All right. What do we have? Morocco should have come back and sing in Arabic. Their song in 1980 was fantastic and underrated. Roy, you won't know that one because you haven't gone back in history yet.
Uh, well,
Oh,
I
no.
I do remember a little bit of Morocco because they only like participated once, so I think I
Yes.
listened to that, and I think I did enjoy that one.
Yeah, that was actually really good. That is true. I would love to have more
But
flavor
I would,
of the North
yeah, but
African
I would love a
countries.
bit more of a modern Arabic song,
Yeah.
There's a bit more old school vibes and old school sound. And if you really have like a modern track with Arabic sound, I think that could be really cool.
Yes. So, Bruno is asking, we won't hear Dora songs until the show. What do you think about that tactic? In case you know, Dora is the Croatian national final.
Mhm.
So we won't hear about them. Do you think that's a good or a bad idea, Roy? I'll let you go first.
Um, well, I don't know. I think it could be a cool tactic because I think most national finals kind of already publish the songs beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And so it could be a really unique way of getting people to watch the show and to really be interested in, okay, I'm interested in this artist. What is he going to bring on stage? And I think it could work and it could create some hype, but then the songs need to be really good live.
Yes.
That's the only caveat.
Yeah. I mean, as a fan, I think it sucks because I want to hear them now.
Yeah, true.
But from a tactic perspective, I can see that being actually effective because 90% of the people hear the song for the first time at Eurovision, right? They don't get to hear them like 18 times like we do. So it's all about the very first impression. So I think that is what Croatia is going for. So I can see what they're trying to do here. It sucks for me
Yeah.
because I want them. Give them to me now. Just give me behind the scenes. I don't even want to share anybody else. Call me. I just really want to hear them. But
And it gives you another video.
it's what?
And it gives you another video to react to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, it's more work. I don't want more work. I have plenty of work to do here. And people's like, Matt, like I remember yesterday, um, I was still at work, my other work, and I got all these
Mm.
pings. Like my Twitter was going crazy, my Facebook and my email. Like somebody knocking at the door. Okay, nobody was knocking at my door, but you know that's the only thing that's not true. But everybody, I think else is true. Like Matt, the Romanian songs are out. The two other ones, react to them now. I'm like, I'm working. So I had to come down, sit down, and listen to them do a video. But I'm glad I did because they're good. But you know, that's usually like I get all these pings, so I don't need more. Okay, so just a couple more questions. I keep saying that, so then we gotta go because you guys gotta get ready. We gotta get ready, but we'll be back
Yeah.
after the show, so don't worry. To which country song you can't just wait to hear for the 2019 and then have high expectations? Okay,
Oh,
Roy, I'm gonna actually answer first because
okay.
it affects you. Because I am
Well,
looking forward to the Netherlands, not because for you, but because
okay.
first of all, I love going to the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
And it's their time. It's time. I'm gonna
Mm.
test you again. When was the last time Netherlands won? What year?
1976. Right?
Wrong.
Really?
75.
Oh
Ding
God.
a dong every hour
Yeah, I
when
know
you
the
pick a
song.
flower. That was 75. 76 was Save Your Kisses for Me by the United Kingdom.
All right. Well,
But
1 year off.
yes, the point is a long time ago.
Yeah.
None of us was alive back then. 44 years. That is
Yeah.
crazy. So, and the Netherlands has been definitely meeting my expectations. If you watched them the last few years, I
Mm.
loved all the entries 3 years in a row, especially the last two. And
Yeah.
so I am really having a high expectations. And if Sergei Lazarev
Um,
is coming back for Russia, then Russia. Anyway, go ahead, your turn.
I would not have high expectations for the Netherlands. I
Well, you
think
are trying to keep a low expectation, so you will be pleasantly surprised. I get the same thing with Germany, so.
no, it's different though because we've heard the news in the Netherlands that they still haven't found an artist and that they want to change the approach. They first wanted to write the song and then find an artist for it, and it all just kind of sounds chaotic from an outsider perspective. I mean, they could everything could be fine, but in a lot of talk shows, they're like, "Oh, this is going to be difficult this year," and
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
let's
and
see.
we talked about earlier, Weeby Blogs posted an article about the Netherlands.
Mm.
Trintje Oosterhuis. How do you pronounce her name? I always mess it up. Trintje
Treintje Oosterhuis.
Trintje Oosterhuis. She represented the Netherlands in 2015, the
Yeah,
only time you haven't qualified since 2013, when
what an
Anouk brought
incredible
back
song.
to the Netherlands to its glory. She had some negative comments. She's saying that craziness matters most than credibility at Eurovision.
Yeah, that's
So
such a Dutch thing to say.
I think there is some bitterness coming out of her, right? There.
Yeah, I
She's
think
the
it
one.
is.
Go ahead.
I think it is indeed a bit bitterness, and um, I don't know. Treintje is a bit of a character in the Netherlands, I would say, and she always just voices her opinion, and she doesn't really get to change that opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think she's kind of wrong here, and that's a bit more of back in the day, I guess, when you had a bit more joke entries and stuff.
Well, she's probably not
I
referring to toy because a lot of people feel this is a joke
Yeah,
entry. But then you can talk about Portugal winning in 2017,
yeah, exactly.
Ukraine winning in
Mm,
2016. These are not joke entries.
no,
And so I hate it when former artists talk like that about Eurovision like that. They have a right, that's a right to say
yeah,
whatever they want. But it bothers me, especially making these blanket statements without
mm,
it's I mean, kind of we're doing that here as well, but I would not talk crap about the
yeah.
contest. You know what I mean?
And seeing her results kind of really shows that she knows what she's talking about.
Yes, yes. She was the one actually who was not listening to any of the advice that people were giving her
Yeah,
when it comes to stage. Like, no, I want that stupid veil thing, at the beginning, and that ugly dress that I decided to wear. Although the ones that she was wearing during the rehearsals were even worse. I remember
yeah,
that.
true.
You've probably seen
Yeah,
pictures.
and I think the Afro Trust, which is the Dutch broadcaster, already arranged a Swedish writing team to work with her to create an epic song. And then it was about time to create the song, and she was like, "No, I'm gonna write it on my own." And she just wrote the masterpiece. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No, me neither. Me neither. Anyway, that's all the time we have for now. But once again, I
Yeah.
need some. My throat is getting dry. We'll be back in a few hours after Destination Eurovision.
Mm.
Afterwards. So make sure to go to our link, and then we'll talk through the results and wine and celebrate or whatever may happen. Any questions on you,
Yeah.
Roy? We're good to go.
No, we're good to go. I'm really excited for the semifinal, and I'm gonna make notes. I hope everybody tunes in.
Sounds right. Sounds. That's right. That's all what it comes down to. All right, y'all. I'll see you all later, and have a good day. Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.